Hi, this is Preet Chawla here from Brilliant Realty.
Hi, this is Salman from Brilliant Realty.
Salman, there's been some changes in the market.
Yes, please, we have seen a few changes in September's market data. There were 2003 houses have been sold. It's a 70%, 17% decline from the last year. Despite the decline, there are 16% higher sales since last year. And I think slowly we are just moving to buyer's market.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what it seems like. A lot of houses have been listed out there
Correct.
that are waiting for buyers to come through. Showings have slowed down. We're seeing, more price reductions happening with properties that are listed on the market right now.
That's correct, yeah.
And I think a lot of the buyer sort of perception is shifting now. People are going back to school. There's workplace changes happening right now. The winter's coming.
True, yeah, that's right.
When winter rolls around, you and I both know the market slows down a
Slows
little
down,
bit.
that's true, yeah.
No one wants to do the showings in the cold months. But despite that, I think the biggest change that's occurring right now is people in the back of their mind are thinking interest rates will be lower in 2025.
That's right.
Not just in the first part of 2025, but maybe in spring, summer, fall.
All
Right?
3 years.
And they're waiting for those interest rate changes to happen, right? People obviously want to get a good rate for the mortgage. It is a huge amount of money, right?
That's right.
But I think because they're waiting, we might see that sort of pick up, next year, right? And it all depends on what the market does at that time. Obviously, no one can predict the market, right? Even though you and I have been in this market for quite some time now, it still, is unpredictable.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah.
The media came out with some news earlier on this year. They said interest rates might go down next year. So everyone's waiting now.
That's right. Yeah, and we have seen that interest rate went down twice, and they are predicting that we will see 2 more changes in October and then in December this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the luxury markets, the luxury properties, housing properties, those kind of sellers coming out to sell their property because the interest rate is going down, so you will get the better interest rate and you can actually afford a bigger property, expensive property. You can
Absolutely. That's what I saw on my end as well, Salman. I go through properties every morning and I see anything that's 800, 900,000 plus.
Yeah.
There's new listings, right? They're coming on the market almost every day now. And I think the thinking behind that is just like you said, the buyers that are looking to buy those properties can now actually afford to buy those properties at a reasonable price now with a good interest rate, right? The lower interest rates are definitely going to help the bigger properties for sure right now. Anything that's sort of, $500,000 or under, that's having some trouble. Right.
Correct. Yeah.
Earlier on this year, you remember how fast spring was. You remember how fast.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were writing offers, and we were leaving them open for 6 hours, 8 hours, and whatnot. It was a fast market.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And yes, things do change. Right. During this time of the year, when fall rolls around, I think people's minds and priorities shift to the holiday season. They shift to their children's schooling.
True.
They shift to other things.
Yeah, it always happens every year.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we've had exceptionally good winters as well, exceptionally great winters for the market. 2023 was really good.
That's right. Yeah.
I remember working on a deal on Christmas Eve and on New Year's Eve, so they were sort of good markets, right? But what is the advice you have, Salman, right now for people that are looking to sell their home? What type of seller should be on the market right now?
Well, slowly we are moving towards the buyer's market, but still we are in seller's market. It's just we are not in a very deep seller's market. So eventually market will move to a buyer's market. So if you want to sell your homes, I think this is the perfect time. We are still in a seller's market, and
yeah, we're right on the beginning right now, right?
Yeah.
We're right at the beginning. So I think this is where we see things go either one of 2 ways.
Yeah.
Either sales take off, which we don't see happening, right? Or the market sort of goes down a little bit more, and at that point, that's when sellers will have to wait until spring or summer, right? I think that's the best advice. I think if people have something smaller that they're looking to sell, they've got a townhouse, a condo, an apartment, something less than $600,000, $700,000. I think it's best for them to wait until spring or summer to list, right? And if they've got a bigger property, they've got something that's in the 700,000-800,000 plus range. Now is the time.
Now is the time.
Right? Now is the time. But that being said, I think it's a great time for buyers to enter the market right now, right? And if you could shed some light on that, Salman, why do you think it's a good time for buyers to enter the market right now rather than waiting for interest rates to go down?
Well, I think interest rates are pretty low right now, and the property price are very decent.
Yep.
In the future, when they will drop more interest rate, the prices of the house will go up.
Absolutely.
Right? So they are looking to spend more money buying the same amount, same size of the house. For example, if you can buy a house for 650, let's say a detached house, a decent detached house for 650, after a couple of weeks or a month, your same house price will be $700,000.
Yeah.
So that's the reason right now is the best time to buy. The interest rate is good, and you can always go to the variable interest rate, and once they drop down, you can get it fixed. There's a lot of ways, right? Your mortgage agent can actually teach you a lot.
Yeah, the mortgage broker is the best place
Correct.
to and the best person to talk to, right? For advice, related to mortgages, because we're real estate specialists. We're not mortgage specialists.
That's right. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's I agree with that, right?
Yeah.
I totally agree with the fact that when interest rates do drop down and we have a lot of buyers in the market and the demand increases,
Correct.
when we see increased demand, we see increased listings, right? And both of them go hand in hand. As the demand rises, the newer listings come up on the market, and you will see sellers wanting to get a premium price for their property.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. No one's going to settle for that 650 lane detached home, right? People are going to look for the higher amounts, right? And at that time, yes, as a first-time home buyer especially, I think it's best to buy in the winter, right?
Correct.
A lot of my investors that I work with, they like to purchase in the winter, actually, right? I'm not saying that they save a considerable amount of money in the winter. Sometimes it's just psychological, right? You save $10,000 in the winter compared to saving $5,000 in the summer. You feel like you got a good deal, right? But at the end of the day, what you realize is that a lot of buyers, enter the market in the wintertime to beat the springtime rush.
Yeah, that's correct. There won't be any multiple offers. All right, you won't be facing all these challenges. You will get a right property on a right time. So I think winter is a good time, especially for the first-time home buyers.
Absolutely.
If they want to purchase their property.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's going to shape up to be a really busy spring-summer season, right? That's what we're seeing right now as the rates go down, because there's going to be a point in time where the rates are at their lowest that they can go, right? And the way we're looking at it right now, I don't predict the rates to come down as far as or as low as what we saw pre-COVID.
No, it won't happen.
That I think is gone. That's in the history books now. Maybe our kids will grow up one day and they'll look back at the rates and they'll be surprised, right? But I think those rates aren't coming back, right? So I think people's perception has to change as well on rates. They have to understand that, yes, they're coming down. They're coming down slowly and steadily, right? But property prices will rise as we see more and more rate decreases to happen, right? How's Toronto these days, Salman? How are things coming from there? How many people are? There's been a lot of people moving in, right?
That's correct. Like few of my clients I'm dealing with, they are all from Toronto and Vancouver. A lot of people moving towards Calgary, especially in Calgary, and the main reason is the housing.
That's right.
Right now, still Calgary, I think, is the most affordable city in Canada to purchase a house. If you go to Vancouver, if you go to Toronto, if you go to Victoria, Montreal, the prices are really crazy over there.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I think we still have a lot of growth to do in Calgary before we reach Toronto levels, right? But that being said, you never know with the market, right?
Correct, yeah.
This could stop overnight, and we could not have a single person come from Toronto, right? It doesn't have to be that we have this steady flow all the time. That's why I think it's important for our clients to go ahead and buy a property not based on what they think is going to happen in the future. They need to think about whether that property meets their needs today, right? A lot of people see a lot of dreams and they like to dream about how much money they can earn from this property when they sell it and all that. But I think more than that, they need to realize, does this property fit my needs today? Right? Any other sort of facts or information that you want to share with our viewers?
Well, the information I want to share. So if you compare from last year to this year, right, there about I would say like 13% increase have been seen in condos. Around 9% increase in detached houses.
Yeah, absolutely.
About 10%, I would say, in townhouses and semi-detached houses. So the prices are increasing slowly and steady. They are, and I think it will be increasing. Like, we cannot predict like how much it will increase by next year, but I can see a good amount of percentage will increase.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And the weird thing is, we're seeing the smaller units increase as well. Right. For the longest time, people had this conception in their mind and the notion that homes don't increase that are smaller in size, right? They would look at apartments and townhouses unfavorably, and they would say, oh, you'll never make money from an apartment, you'll never make money from a townhouse. But we're seeing, as the rates were higher, those were the properties that sold the most, right? And I think the big question that a lot of clients have is that if I sell my home in a hot market and make money from it, the next home I buy will also be,
That's right,
higher in price and all that, right? And I think the right answer to that is that not every property is hot in every market, right? Case in point, the market we're having right now, the luxury homes are selling faster. They're the ones that are getting listed right now, and those are the ones that are moving. The smaller homes are suffering. Right.
Right now,
so,
that's right.
Yeah. So like if you have a luxury house right now and you're sitting on a $1.3 million house, you sell it right now, you will make money, right? And then you can buy one of the houses that are smaller if you're downsizing, right? And buy it at a good price because they're suffering right now, right? So that's, I think, something to keep in mind, that the market is not hot every time, all the time, for every property.
Correct,
type, right? You really have to understand the market and gain some insight into it. Work with a good realtor, right? And help them share sort of their advice, regarding the market as well, right? And maybe you'll end up in that spot where you're buying at the right time and you're selling at the right time.
Correct.
Right.
That's the most important, buying and selling at the right time, Preet. A lot of time people wait till too late, and they think that if you're selling a property, you're making good money, but they have to start thinking that they have to buy it as well. So if you're making $20,000, $40,000, $50,000, you are just buying a next property and you just dumping all the money over there.
Absolutely. So, absolutely. That takes me back to first-time home buyers, right? Sometimes they spend so much time and effort getting all the money saved for a down payment, right, for their dream home, that they actually miss out on it, and they can't even afford a house smaller than what the dream house was, right? Because they spent all that time getting the down payment and saving it all up, right? And then they realize, they enter the market, they say our dream house is no longer worth $500,000, right? Now it's $600,000 or $700,000, and it's a never-ending race, right? So what we have to do is really leverage the market, right? And buy something today that's going to make you money tomorrow. Sell it in a good market, right? Take the money out of that house and then use it, going forward, right? Obviously, for some of our viewers, these topics might be a little too advanced. They might be having questions that they want to ask. I just want to put it out there that we're always here to answer your questions. Salman, you can call him at his number. You can call me at my number, and we can help you out with any questions you have regarding the market. Right? It doesn't always have to be about buying a house or selling a house. Right? Give us a call if you have a question about the market. Right?
Exactly.
We're very low pressure, no pressure types of salesmen. We don't want to talk to you just because you want to buy or sell a house. Maybe you're planning on buying a house next year. Maybe you're planning on selling a house next year, right? And you just want to kind of see and get the advice of a professional and see what that'll look like down the line, right? We're always open. We're always here to help you guys out. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, that's correct. Like any question and inquiries, just feel free to give us a call or email us, and we are here happy to answer.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.